Banyan, a strong man with silver hair, stood in the middle of his team, checking the tools one last time. The chainsaws were shiny, the ropes were tied tightly, and the protective equipment was put on. He smiled brightly and said to his teammates, "Come on, today we have to work really fast, but we have to ensure absolute safety. But don't forget to tell jokes to relieve fatigue."
This village is famous for its large ancient trees, which have covered the village for decades. However, with the development of the village, the need to expand the living space and minimize the risks from large trees has become necessary. These trees are not only tall, but also have dense foliage, making the job of sawing the trees a big challenge. One early morning, when the first rays of sunlight filtered through the dense tree canopy, Mr. N's tree sawing team arrived at a small village in the south of Banyan City. The morning air was cool and fresh, the birds were chirping on the high branches, welcoming the new day with joy and excitement. Mr. N, the leader of the sawing team, and his teammates were ready to get to work. His team was tasked with sawing the large and lush trees around the village, ensuring the safety of the people and creating a more open space for the area. The whole team burst into laughter at Anne's words. One of the members, Ben, a young man with a smile on his face, spoke up, and, "I just heard a joke yesterday, let me tell it to everyone." The whole team listened attentively as Ben began his story. The story goes like this: there was a farmer who went to buy a cow. He chose a big and strong cow for a long time before he found one. When he got home, he realized that the cow liked to eat all the grass around the barn and refused to eat straw. He asked the cow seller and received the answer, "Because this cow likes to eat green food, it is an environmentally friendly cow." Everyone laughed, the atmosphere suddenly became lighter and more cheerful. Under the shade of the tall trees, Mr. N's tree sawing team started working. The sound of the chainsaw echoed, mixed with the chirping of birds, creating a lively harmony of nature and people. The team's first job was to saw down a large banyan tree right at the entrance to the village. This banyan tree had lived here since the time the villagers' grandparents were young. It provided shade for a corner of the road, but it was time to prune it to ensure the safety of passers-by. Mr. N directed everyone to divide into small groups to do the job in the safest way. One group would be in charge of sawing, the other group would tie ropes to the large branches to control the direction of the fall. When the first branches started to fall, Mr. Fat, another teammate, started telling another story to keep the team's spirit up. Yesterday, Mr. Tin went fishing but came back without any fish. When his wife asked, he said, "The fish said it was Sunday, it didn't go to work." The whole team had another round of laughter. Those smiles not only helped them forget their fatigue but also strengthened their team spirit. They continued like that, working and telling stories. The working atmosphere became really happy and comfortable. After finishing sawing the banyan tree, Mr. N's team moved to another location in the village, where there was a large old tamarind tree located next to Mr. Locke's house. This tamarind tree has been there for a long time, but it has begun to rot at the base, endangering the house next door. Mr. Locke, an old but still very healthy man, came out to welcome the tree-cutting team with a friendly smile. He said, "Remember to save some tamarinds for me, I want to make some dried apricots for the children in the village." Mr. N smiled and replied, "Yes, we will leave you a few tamarind branches full of fruit." The team continued their work with new enthusiasm. The tamarind branches fell, carrying ripe tamarinds. The teammates took the opportunity to pick up a few fruits and put them in their bags, working and chewing them, creating a very simple and familiar scene. Time passed, the sun gradually rose higher, the sunlight shone everywhere, making the surrounding space bright and warm. The scent of newly cut leaves, mixed with the smell of moist soil after last night's rain, created a pleasant and vibrant aroma. After completing the work at the tamarind tree, N's team continued to other places in the village. Everywhere they went, they left behind laughter, humorous stories, and a gentle, warm feeling. The villagers also loved this tree sawing team, because it not only helped them solve problems related to trees, but also brought joy and connection to the community. At the end of the morning, when the work was completed, and gathered everyone to summarize. Everyone was tired, but smiles were always on their faces. And said, "We did a great job today. Although the work was a bit hard, thanks to the happy stories, we overcame everything. I am very proud of you." N's teammates responded with sincere thanks and hearty laughter. They sat together under the shade of a large royal poinciana tree, drinking water and chatting about happy and sad memories of their work. The natural picture around them was beautiful, with rows of green trees, small roofs, and the fresh air of the countryside. After an exciting morning of work, N's tree-cutting team said goodbye to the small village, bringing with them happy memories and satisfaction for having contributed to making the village safer and more beautiful. They left, leaving behind neatly trimmed trees, and in each person's heart was the joy of a meaningful working day.